Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is July 28th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an assassination event targeting one Donald J. Trump, surrounding his flight from Scotland to the United States on the date of July 29th of 2025. So according to the latest reports, Donald J. Trump will board Air Force One and will depart from Aberdeen International Airport at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, en route to Joint Andrews Base in Frederick County, Maryland, where he will land at approximately 7 p.m. The stark reality at this point is that Donald J. Trump will never make it. So I'm going to go on record stating that Donald J. Trump will not land in the Washington, D.C. area on the date of July 29th, 2025, as expected, because the CIA, courtesy of their Israeli Mossad, are going to stage an assassination event targeting Donald J. Trump while crossing the pond, the Atlantic Ocean, during this 6-hour journey. So exactly what type of terror event is planned is obviously not known. I have published a plethora of reports regarding this flight and his trip abroad. So obviously the CIA has to circumvent this. And so I'm going to get into the possible scenarios at the end of this video, but the most likely scenario is that the CIA disappears Air Force One. And let me just state that again. So the CIA is basically going to disappear the President of the United States, likely shooting him down with a missile, or landing the plane at an undisclosed location where Donald J. Trump will be murdered ad nauseum, likely murdered in some ritualistic blood sacrifice, or taken to a secret prison where he will be tortured for the rest of his life. This is the point that we're at. And so in order to set the precedent for the disappearance of a plane which has a black box and a recorder, in the age of satellite technology and cell phones with satellites, and everything is monitored, everything has an RFID chip, everything is tracked and traced everywhere we go. Back on March 8th of 2014, the CIA disappeared Boeing 737 aircraft known as Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 after departing from Kuala Lumpur airport in Malaysia en route to Beijing, China. And this was specifically designed to foreshadow and set the precedent for the disappearance of another Boeing aircraft transporting Donald J. Trump at a later date. Coincidentally, the date of July 29th marks exactly 4,161 days since this plane was disappeared. Of course, this has the number 16 numerology, which is found in the logo of the CIA. The 16-pointed star. It also has the 41 numerology found in the motto, the Latin motto of Switzerland, and so some sort of disappearance event targeting the president is expected. Also, coincidentally, the date of July 29th marks exactly 32,169 days since the CIA disappeared aviator Amelia Earhart while flying over the ocean back on July 2nd of 1937. Obviously, this number has the 19 numerology inherent to Switzerland. S is for Switzerland. 19th letter is S. It also has the Shiva numerology, which is the 32, which I'll get into, as well as the 16 numerology. But most importantly, the date of July 29th marks exactly 190 days since Donald J. Trump was sworn in as President of the United States back on January 20th of 2025. The number 19, or 190, equates to the letter S, the 19th letter, which is, again, an acronym for Switzerland. So that is the most likely scenario, is that this disappearance of Air Force One will likely start a Cuban Missile-like crisis where the disappearance of the plane is blamed on Russia. So similar to the disappearance of Malaysian Airlines flight MH370, rescue crews and naval crews belonging to one or more countries will likely discover pieces allegedly from Air Force One in the Pacific Ocean, or excuse me, in the Atlantic Ocean. And then this will be used as a pretext for an escalating international crisis designed to trigger World War III. Other possible scenarios, I should mention also the date of July 29th marks 28,900 days since Donald J. Trump was born in Queens, New York, back on June 14th of 1946, and this, of course, has what is called reflective numerology, which is that it has the number 29, and it's also the 29th day of the month. Anyways, if the CIA forgoes some sort of disappearance of Air Force One while en route from Scotland to the United States on the date of July 29th of 2025, they will likely resort to Plan B, which would be some other terror event targeting Air Force One. As you know, if you follow the news, there's been a plethora of plane crashes, the most recent being Air India, and then the Pakistani military plane crashing into the college in Bangladesh, Bangladesh Air Force crashing into a college. But other scenarios include, but are not limited to, really quickly, airport ground crew error, air traffic control error, airstrike, drone strike, or satellite strike, air-to-air missile strike, surface-to-air missile strike, satellite-to-air missile strike, bazooka manpan or Stinger missile strike, a bird strike, bombing attack, carbon monoxide poisoning. The plane is quite old. It's like 30 years old. Some sort of cyber attack or cyber hijack, drone collision, engine failure, exhaust leak, fuel leak, hijacking, inclement weather such as downburst, hailstorm, hurricane winds, thunderstorm, turbulence, updraft, wind gusts, a landing accident, laser incident, lightning strike, loss of cabin pressure, manufacturing defect, mechanical error, mid-air collision, missile strike, pilot error, runway accident, terror attack, or sabotage. Obviously, that doesn't encompass all, but it's the majority. So I just want to state for the record that it appears that the CIA has greenlit this event targeting a sitting U.S. president, and so obviously if this comes to fruition in reality, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. So in closing, I just want to say that if in fact it appears that J.D. Vance will be sworn in as the 48th President of the United States on the day of July 29th, 2025, and Donald J. Trump will likely be declared dead on the date of July 29th of 2025 in the aftermath of some sort of aerial disaster targeting Air Force One while en route from Aberdeen, Scotland to Joint Andrews Base in Frederick County, Maryland on the date of July 29th. So obviously, praying for a peaceful July 29th.